Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Rao. And joining me for this show, oh, that's my phone ringing. Never mind that. Okay. Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Rao. And joining me for this show is Shomik Chakravarti, Devashish Sen, and Naman Suri will join us as well. We have lots to talk about today, starting with the third T20I between India and England, and of course, Virat Kohli's comeback to domestic cricket. Shomik, over to you first. Let's talk about this series. Naman has also joined us. Uh, all set. India is all set to, they can clinch the series in the next game. But when we talk about the playing 11, what are you expecting? Are you expecting any changes heading into this game?
Unlikely, unless there's an injury concern, and we'll get to know at the press conference today. Press conference is scheduled at around 5:15. So unless there's an injury concern, I don't see them changing the combination. Rajkot, as we know, usually lays out a feather bed. It should be a very high scoring affair. It should be a very high scoring affair. And from that point of view, I mean, see, India have an X factor in Varun Chakravarti. England, make no mistake, played very well in the last T20I at Chepak, and the game went down to the wire. It was Tilak Verma's brilliance that saw India home. But all said and done, I think India will. T20 cricket doesn't allow you to pick a favorite. Still, given that in fact, not only Varun, India have several X factors. Surya hasn't scored runs as of now, but he is an X factor. Abhishek Sharma, Sanju Samson, but then again, England batting also have heavy artillery. This Braden Curse in the last game was very impressive as a fast bowler. They are willing to bend their back. But what they lack is the depth in the spin attack. And someone like Varun Chakravarti who can turn the game around with his impact bowling.
Devashish, are you expecting any changes, or like Shomik said, unless there's a force changed, you don't see anything else?
Yeah, obviously, I would rather like to see if Mohammad Shami gets a nod in. Yes, because the conditions were not in favor of India going in with an extra swimmer, but in Rajkot, you never know whether we get to see Shami. But then, what is even more for me? Uh, no sooner than later, we will have to see Mohammad Shami bowl, given the Champions Trophy is around the corner. So it will be interesting whether the Indian team management going with a Mohammad Shami, given that Jasprit Bumrah, according to a report I was going through, that he might miss that third ODI. Means in all probability, he might not feature in that third ODI against England, and perhaps he might also not play that Bangladesh, that the opener against Bangladesh in the Champions Trophy. So obviously, then in that case, Mohammad Shami will have to spearhead the bowling attack, but then how he copes up with the workload goes to be seen. And so I rather would love to see a Mohammad Sami being drafted in that playing 11 no sooner than later.
I just want to add a little bit more to this. Wrote a copy also yesterday on Shami. I spoke to his coach. The fact of the matter is that maybe very likely, as because the Indian team management hasn't spoken about it publicly. Shami has been going through the process of building his load at the moment, and even his coach is expecting, and we all are expecting him to play at least the last two T20Is. And India can wrap up the series tomorrow. It would be easier for the team management to do some rotation in the last two games. And like Debash is absolutely right, you have to give Shami the required international game time to allow him to get into the group, because he is going to be an important player in the Champions Trophy. And directly, he should play at one two would be ideal, or at least one T20I before going to the ODI series. That would and Champions Trophy would be after that. So the expectations as of now is that um, Shami would be playing in the last two T20 years, but it can anytime change. It's down to the team management.
Before I go to Naman on whether he wants to see Mohammad Shami in the team or not, there are a lot of people asking about injury update on Mayank Yadav. Debashish Shomik, if you have any, can you please let us know?
Mayank Jadhav, I mean, as of now, there is no update from the BCCI. There is absolutely no update from the BCCI. He suffered an injury, went to the NCA, but as of now, there is no update. If as and when there's an update and from the BCCI, because we don't want to speculate. He is a young player and he is injury prone. We all know that. Um, as a as and when there's an update from the BCCI, we'll inform.
All right. Okay, Naman's just out of the stream for a little bit. But, uh, talking about the playing 11, we've talked about Mohammad Shami. But coming back to the series, Devashish, you've seen some really, really good. Oh, Naman's back. So I'll revert back to him. Naman, playing 11, Mohammad Shami, do you see him in the team in the next game?
Sorry for that. I had a connection error. Yeah, so about Shami, yes, I mean, like the senior reporters here told that Shami needs some game time before Champions Trophy arrives. Before he needs to settle in the group. He needs to get that rhythm going. He needs some time on the pitch. He wants to. I mean, it's clear that he has been struggling in the nets a bit, but it's yet to be seen. The Niranjan Shah Stadium in Rajkot offers good pace, good bounce in the pitch. It's a batting friendly pitch, but someone like Shami will enjoy it there. However, the team batting first will be getting the nod. I mean, the better of the other team. But yes, Shami will be a good play here on this pitch, and he does require a certain amount of game time. Like Shamik said, Samik said that two or one games he must get to settle in the group, settle in the rhythm, and all of those things. Yeah, so yes, Shami does require some game time to get settled in.
Devashish, there's an interesting comment here. Vian Singh is asking Gambhir's decision to bowl spinners in the power play is neither fair on our spinners nor effective. Our spinners are dominating after the power play, so team management must play an extra seamer just for power play bowling. What do you think,
I
Devashish?
don't buy the fact. I don't buy the fact that the Indian bowlers have not done well in the power play. And obviously, the likes of Varun Chakravarti, we saw in KKR in IPL, he has always been tried in the power play. So and given that Akshar Patel is also no new when it comes to bowling in the power play. So the Indian spinners are used to bowling in the power play. And given the conditions, what it will be in Dubai, in India, that's sorry, because we are talking about T20 format. What it will be like in India for the T20 World Cup next year? It's always good to try. It means always good to experiment or rather put the spinners in front of some challenging situations. Given the England batters have been going slam bang from right from the word go against Indian, and particularly their approach against Indian spinners. Even despite losing the wickets in the last match, also we saw in England batters going after the Indian spinners. So it will be a challenging, and I think it augurs well if Indian spinners can come out with flying colours.
I would just Gargi, please allow me a minute. I mean, watching matches closely. This is for everyone. Watching matches closely is advisable here. Fact of the matter is that Arshdeep Singh is taking wickets inside power play almost every game. In the last game, Washington Sundar and who he can bowl in power play. He enjoys bowling inside the power play. Washington Sundar was brought in to the attack inside the power play, and he got a wicket. So, uh, I mean, just a couple of days ago, we saw in South Africa in a game, all 20 overs were bowled by the spinners. So, see, it's horses for courses. There is no specific templates. There was a time in T20 cricket didn't exist back then. But there was a time in limited overs cricket, 50 over format, that it used to follow a set pattern. For the first 10 overs, two frontline spinners will bowl 5 overs each. Then your third seamer, someone like Mahinda Ramannath, will be brought into the attack for a few overs. After the ball gets a little older, then you will bring on spin. But cricket has completely changed. Whatever be the format, cricket has completely changed. And now all the spinners are adept as far as bowling inside the power play is concerned. That's how they train.
Absolutely. More comments. Crick info. Even though England is losing, they are slowly and steadily adapting to conditions and experimenting with players so that when Champions Trophy arrives, they can put their best 11 on park. Naman, Shomik, both of your opinions on this, I think Crick info brings up a good point there. Naman, what do you think? Your thoughts?
Sure. Yeah. I mean that is what everyone is going to try here. India also needs to try out their 11. They need to play every player as much as possible to see how the team can gel and how can the team get the better out of which player at which situation. That is what is required at these in these bilateral series. That is just coming ahead of the Champions Trophy. So something that England has been trying is also need to be done by India. And yes, England has been doing that. England is not seeing this series as something that they want to win, dominate India in India. That's not what they are targeting here. They just want to experiment as much as possible because the conditions here in India are somewhat similar in Pakistan as well, or if we can say in UAE. So that is what England is trying to get. They want to get McCallum is trying to instill in their batters how they are going to play in these conditions, how they should be playing, how they should be bowling in these conditions, and that is what every team needs to do. And that's how England has been strategizing. They will continue to do that in the T20 series going ahead, as well as the ODI series that is going to start. And in India should also be doing that, and that's why Shami needs to play at least two games in this T20I and then the ODI following it.
Okay, we'll take a different comment. Vian Singh, I think India missed an opportunity in this T20 series. Inconsequential T20 series could be used to give extra practice to Champions Trophy picked players like Gill, Jaiswal, Pant, Rahul. Shamik?
Yeah, see, I mean, there are two sides to it. Uh, this is a question from Bihan Singh, and he has a point in the sense it is not about giving those players an opportunity absolutely in isolation. This is an inconsequential T20 series. If India go on to win it 5-0, nobody will care. If India lose it, England lose it 5-0, nobody will care either. But I mean, in the in the series preview, I wrote about this and raised this issue. The fact is that this series, this white ball series, if we consider it an eight match white ball series, it is a bit lopsided. With Champions Trophy less than a month away, it probably would have been better to play 320 T20Is and 5 ODIs. So in that case, these players who are picked for the Champions Trophy would have got a proper bedding in time before the Champions Trophy. Um, but there are, see, the whole thing, the entire sports business, cricket is not cricket is not. I mean, cricket cannot be exclusive to that. It's run by commerce. It is pure commerce because T20 cricket fill your coffers, fill the coffers of the cricket boards, and that's why the cricket boards love it. I mean, you saw at Eden Gardens, 60,000, almost 60,000 fans turned out. It was almost a full house. Chepak was a full house. Going ahead, other venues, everywhere will see a full house. So fans love T20s. Broadcasters love T20s. It's a 3 hour evening show. So from that point of view, I mean, it fills the coffers. So it is pure commerce. As far I asked Josh Butler this question, but Butler decided to play a good sport, and he had a he had a wry smile and said, "I we don't care about the schedule. I mean, we would love to play this. We will. This T20 series is going to be exciting. But once again, from a logical point of view, five ODIs and three T20Is in this particular series would have been better with an eye to the Champions Trophy. But then again, you cannot combat with commerce. That's the reality. That's the reality you'll have to accept.
Uh, Sorry, Gargi. I
Yeah.
just wanted to raise question to Shamik sir in this regard. Only this comment that Vivian did. So, sir, like you said that this is all about commerce right now, giving five T20Is and three ODIs just before a Champions Trophy that is going to be in an ODI format. So don't you think that this has been seen by the players as an opportunity to mark attendance in the red ball domestic season? Because right now red ball is inconsequential. They need to have a white ball practice at the moment because Champions Trophy is just about to begin. And last India played was, I mean, they played hardly ODI format in 2024. The major tournament that came up before that was in 2023 World Cup. So do you think that this is just marking a present that okay, we just played domestic cricket, so you cannot take us out from there?
Yes, Naman, this domestic cricket, big players turning up for domestic cricket this round is absolute tokenism. There is no point. This is a knee-jerk reaction to the disaster down under. If I mean Australia, in Australia before that in against New Zealand, India were humiliated in the Test series, and this is sort of a knee-jerk reaction. There is no point playing red ball cricket, going to red ball domestic cricket when your red ball season is over. I mean, if they were that caring, that committed to domestic cricket, they would have played the season opener, the Dalip Trophy. Now, whatever we have been listening, whatever is coming out in black and white, the majority of them is lip service. Going ahead, this will not sustain. You will see the same old thing going ahead. Let India win a couple of games or on another tournament, and it will return. It will be back to square one. So don't read too much into that. Of course, yes. Once again, five T20I, five ODI series would have helped players like Rohit Sharma. I don't know why, how. I mean, we nobody knows what's Rohit Sharma's form going to be in white ball cricket. We know he has been badly struggling in red ball cricket, and that might create a confidence issue. So, if you would have gotten five ODIs before the Champions Trophy, maybe for a Rohit Sharma, it would have helped him better to get into the group to get his confidence back. Although it is a different format, but then again, the schedule is lopsided once again, and it is, as I said, it is down to commerce because T20 cricket fills the coffers of the cricket boards.
Well, I think now we can start talking about Virat Kohli's comeback to domestic cricket after more than a decade. And Devashish, I wanted to start off with the question that yes, there are special arrangements being made for Virat Kohli's return to the Arun Jaitley Stadium. 10,000 spectators expected. All of that happening, yes. But you see, after this policy that has come out, that there's a sudden interest in domestic cricket when it comes to fans. You're seeing a lot of fans show up in physically as well. You're online also. You're seeing a lot of conversations around Ranji. In turn, what is happening is because people are closely now watching the games, a lot of youngsters are also getting a lot of attention. And what does this sudden interest? What do you think it could mean positively for all the young players out there who are making an impact?
Shamika makes a very valid point. Whether we are going to see this kind of trend next season in Ranji Trophy, I doubt. Means obviously it's just a knee-jerk reaction. Means that the star players are playing in the Ranji Trophy, and see again means you if Virat Kohli does not play or a Rishabh Pant does not play, we'll be back to square when only 500 or 300 people watching a Ranji Trophy match, and that has been the case everywhere across all the venues in India. You take out the star players and you just tell me how many people go out there and watch a Ranji Trophy match. They don't mean people don't have the time. It's just a one-off thing that Virat Kohli is playing a Ranji Trophy match after 12 years. So there's a bit of hype surrounding to it, and that's it, and nothing else. and also Ranji Trophy, the fans get a free entry. So you can expect a turnout of 10,000 or or more or so. But then if the star players they don't play, they don't feature in a Ranji Trophy, you don't get so much crowd in first class cricket in India. And that is the truth. That is the truth. Means it might sound harsh, but that is a fact. So I think we saw what it was. Naman was reporting from the BKC in Mumbai, where we saw every day there was a very decent. I remember BKC does not have that capacity compared to a Wankhede or a CCI. So yes, it's good. It might sound good. It might sound good for the fans to coming and watching the star players play in action. But then the fact is that next season, well, it is going to be interesting if India goes on to win a Champions Trophy or a test goes on to win the Test series against England. It will be down to back to square one, where the star players will definitely not play, not feature in the Ranji Trophy. It is only a case because the team has not done well in Australia. So but at least it was good to see Virat Kohli preparing well. At least there's an urge to get back to scoring runs. What India wants, because Virat in white ball format there cannot be two questions. Someone who has scored tons and tons of runs, means 50 hundreds and obviously an average of more than almost 50. So there's no two doubts about Virat Kohli's form in white ball cricket. Means of what of, and actually, Gargi, if you ask me, what's the point of playing a Ranji Trophy? How can you gauge a Virat Kohli's form or a Rohit Sharma's form? I mean, obviously, when they because you will be playing a white ball cricket now. You will be playing the Champions Trophy. You will be playing the IPL. Then what it matters is that whether the star players, if their team does not qualify for the playoffs in IPL, whether BCCI will force the star players to go early in England and play that England Lions game. There are three matches against England Lions and all 4 day matches. So it will be that to me will be the ideal preparations rather than making them play this Ranji Trophy match. Means, I don't see any any good thing about it.
So,
And
yeah.
Gargi, I mean, yesterday, last evening, I got a call from someone from our fraternity asking me whether I would go and cover Bengal's last Ranji Trophy game against Punjab, which is from Thursday. So I said yes, unless something unusual happens, I would be there as usual when in Bengal plays here from ball one. Devashish has always been Devashish too has always been one of the early birds in terms of turning up to the venue. He's there like me around 9 o'clock start. He is there like 8:30, quarter to nine. I mean even earlier. So he's one of the early birds. So we know. And then he asked me whether Shubman Gill would play. So I told him, see, I care a damn whether Shubman Gill would play or not. It's up. It's for Punjab to decide. I don't go to Ranji Trophy to cover a Virat Kohli or a Shubman Gill or Rohit Sharma. I go to Ranji Trophy to cover an Anshul Kamboj or a Ramandeep Singh or an Ayush Marte. That's about the Ranji Trophy. I absolutely care a damn whether Shubman Gill would be playing it or not. I will not be there to cover Shubman Gill. I would be covering the future of Bengal Indian cricket, who are in the pipeline, who can make the next level. That is our job. So domestic cricket, and also as all the stars learned the hard way or found it out the hard way that it's not child's play. It doesn't allow you tokenism, and they were very quickly the stars were very quickly brought down to earth, right? So this is about it. Of course, from a fan's point of view, like you will see in Kotla, 10,000 fans will be turning up to watch Virat Kohli bat. From a fan's point of view, from a state association's point of view, it is good. Even for the young cricketers who would be in that Delhi dressing room, sharing the dressing room with someone like Virat Kohli is a massive thing, right? Over those 4 days, 5 days, they would get to learn a lot about cricket. I mean, that would help them a great deal. But The basic soul of the Ranji Trophy or domestic cricket is not about the India stars. It about those who would be representing India in the future.
But
Valid.
I normally there's a Shamiana. Samida in Firoz Kote in Arun Jaitley Stadium, there's normally a Shamiana that is just like Eden Gardens during the Ranji Trophy game. So most of the young Delhi cricketers will be seated there. But I doubt how much of an interaction will Virat Kohli have with the Delhi players. Mm.
Yeah.
And he will come on his own and he will go back on his own. So that is obviously what is as far as I mean, obviously the fact that only when he is batting in the middle or when he's at the ground, then the players will actually but how much of an interaction will that happen goes to be seen.
Yeah.
Now you will
Naman,
get those team meetings and all those before the game stuff like that. If Virat Kohli attends that, and if you can get away from your shyness and that hesitation to interact with Virat Kohli, if someone can gingerly walk up to him and ask something to Virat Kohli, it would be challenging. But if someone can does that, then he will be benefited.
yes. Naman, final question to you. Freaking awesome is asking here. I'm not convinced with playing one lead pacer. Unless it's turning square, India better go with three spinners and two lead pacers combination for tomorrow's game. What do you think?
Gargi, like I said, that the pitch has some bounce, some pace in it. This Rajkot pitch, it favors batters. It's not properly a spinner pitch. It's not properly a pacer pitch. And I mean, we can go ahead with three spinners and two lead pacers. That's fine. But we have Arshdeep and Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya has been taking the burden of filling for a second lead pacer. But yes, I would like to see a Shami play. I am not sure if he's going to be fit enough, or has the management given him the clarity that he's fit enough to play for the next game. But that is to yet to be seen. But yes, it's not going to turn square here in Rajkot. It's going to be a very thrilling match. Last time around when India played, it was against Sri Lanka, and Surya Kumar Yadav, as Shamik sir said earlier, he's going to be that that mystery player who can strike it. I mean, I understand that he didn't do that great in the last match, but he was the one who helped India win against Sri Lanka, scored somewhere around 112 runs with a strike rate of 200 plus. So, yes, it's not going to be turning square in Rajkot, and India can do something around with their bowling lineup. They can make shifts, they can put in someone else new to help to see what the team has to offer in the future in the Champions Trophy, especially.
Shamik, final one question to you. Of course, it's about the Champions Trophy and the stadiums not being ready. Now, ICC stadiums are not ready yet. ICC, it won't be
Gargi, I'm
shifted.
Gargi, I'm coming up with a news copy on this for 4 p.m.
Okay,
and I will keep that for that. As of now, I want
done.
to keep under wraps, and maybe that could be the headline of our 5 at 5
Five
live
at
also.
five. So, Gaurav, do join us at 5 at 5. Yes, Devashish.
I just Gaurav, just Pakistan has just lost a test series test match against West Indies. Against West Indies, so rather means their cricket is in shambles. They have not met the deadline as far as the stadium is concerned. We are still seeing the visuals in social media that the stadiums at Gaddafi Stadium. I doubt whether they will meet the February 5th deadline as well. So yes, and their test team is doing miserably and losing a test match against West Indies, that too by 120 runs. So they have a lot to do. Means as far as their cricket is concerned, their YouTubers are going gaga that the stadium will be ready, that stadium will be in shape by the time of Champions Trophy. So all this, those they should rather focus on their cricket. Means that and their test match performance is shambolic. So yes, Shomita will give us more. Looking forward to the details by Shomita, but clearly, looking at the visuals or in social media, they have still had a lot to do as far as getting the Gaddafi Stadium ready in place for the Champions Trophy.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yep.
Very true.
Yep.
Very true. And once again, it showed how the plight of our subcontinent batsmen against spin on turning pitches. The way Pakistan crumbled in the fourth innings. India crumbled against New Zealand, against bits and pieces spin bowling of Mitchell Santner. And also, West Indian spin bowlers are sort of bits and pieces. Pakistan has been crumbling. There was a time we used to boast about our ability to play spin. We are the best in the world as far as playing spin is concerned. It's not only limited to India, it's about India and Pakistan also. The batsmen from the subcontinent, it's completely out of the window now. The pitches that were prepared for the New Zealand series in Pune and Bombay, I'm telling you, if this current Indian batting lineup, if they would have faced someone like Murali on that pitch, they would have been bowled out for less than 30.
All right. With that, I think we have a lot to look forward to when it comes to the 5 at 5 live, because Shomik has something special to tell us about the developments in Pakistan, what's going on over there. But till then, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Devashish, Naman, Shomik, and everyone watching. Don't forget to